Yeah, this is that one. This is that one part that sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think this part sucks. So, you know, you wake up here and look, that's the souvenir. I got the thing and then the yeah, anyways. And then you go, oh no, it's weird.
But somehow different this time.
And you go in here and then I'll go into this further in detail. I'll watch the cutscene first.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
Anyways, back in the void. I've already made my point about the void in this game. Although this is kind of neat. It's kind of building shaped. Wish there were more buildings instead of... I guess this is like kind of like briars or roots or stems or something because she's a witch. That's kind of like a motif she has. Anyways.
I told you, we're old. How's next year?
You said that last year. Jessamine's younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Business, well, it's complicated. We'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Yeah, so if you haven't caught on by now, this whole, like, intermission sort of deal... Oh, intermission. That's kind of clever, because it's missions. Anyways, this whole, like, void dream sequence thing is just Delilah shooting her backstory at you with a PowerPoint. Yeah, strange presence, 4 meters.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year, I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me who did?
We were just playing.
Young lady Jessica, who is your account?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
I think last... Like, right before I started this second PowerPoint, I think I said Jessamine. I meant Delilah. I got their names mixed up. Yeah, so Delilah's just kind of like... This is literally an exposition dump. Like, there's no other way to put it. This is straight up... Like... It's... Like, maybe I should wait until it's over to complain about it. This is stupid. What? We're just having a dream sequence where the villain tells you her backstory. And it's not in, like, a cool cutscene kind of way. You literally look at... You look at like a painting with audio over it. Like, what? This is a joke, right?
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bed sheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
And then I get to watch another one.
She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No.
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
Well, and then you can leave with that. Yeah, so that whole thing's kind of stupid. maybe I'm a little tilted about this, like, unproportionally to what it is. I think the idea of, like, okay, we just went from mission this, and we're going to the next mission, but it goes, oh, before that, dream sequence where the villain just shows you a backstory PowerPoint about herself. It's weird because we already kind of got a backstory for Delilah in the Dow DLC for the first game, but maybe this is for people who didn't play that, because that's where Delilah first showed up. I don't know if I mentioned this explicitly in the Let's Play before. I don't think they should have made Delilah the villain in Dishonored 2, because she was already the villain in Dishonored 1. The Dishonored 1 DLC. I don't know why they got a DLC villain and made her the main villain for the second, like the whole sequel. Like this isn't another DLC. That just doesn't really make sense. I would have gone with the new thing.
Dear old aunt is telling the truth or not.
Like, the story's already over. She was introduced and she was unintroduced in the Knife of Dunwall and the Brigmore Witches DLC. Whatever. Anyway, Dreadful Whale, real this time.
When I was young, the loyalist conspiracy that kidnapped me also took Anton Sokolov. They brought him to the pub where I was being held and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? Sokolov laughed at them. He taught me lessons and told me funny stories. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I thought he'd tell me the secret to defeating Delilah and saving the Empire. But I'm not even sure he knows where he is. Mother? That wasn't a dream, was it?
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
No. She's the one who orchestrated the coup.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end soon.
Okay, yeah. I think there are a couple things to do in the boat before we actually start the mission. This is a thank you letter from Megan. Yeah, she really likes Anton. She's a good friend of his. And so she gives us this wine. But you can't really drink wine in this game, so let's pop it in the bucket for now. Hold on. Ah, that's good enough. I'll draw on a hymn. And then you could fill out the travel log to get the journal thing. But honestly, that seems kind of redundant because we already have the cutscenes to tell you what Emily thinks of the whole situation. Whatever.
For a man of his age, Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Hypatia's still living here, which is nice. Letter from Lucia Pastor. Miners Family Committee. We'll actually get into that later. She mentions the Dust District.
Good to see you're still with us. Thank you for helping, Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
Then we'll have to make sure Duke Luca Abel doesn't overstay his welcome.
Karnaka's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all this is settled with the Duke, and the time of the coup has passed, whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider that, as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
I appreciate your thoughts on the matter, Alexandria.
Okay. It is pretty weird how much effort's put into her staying here on the boat, since you really have the option to kill her in the mission. I mean, the only reason why she's here because I did the non-lethal thing where I gave her the cure.
Of the cost. Clever man.
Not clever enough. What's wrong with people like that?
The rest
restless mind and an empty heart, perhaps. Jindosh would have snuffed me out as soon as he got bored. I appreciate what Emily did for me, freeing me from that place.
I searched for you, Anton. I would have found you.
I knew you'd try, Megan. They kept me going after they gave me to Jindosh.
Either way, you're back now. I'm glad.
What's up, everybody?
The Empress has risen. A peaceful sleep, I hope. Nothing like the pillows at Dunwall Tower, made of goose feathers.
Sit down when you want to talk.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and my father is missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
No, Emily. Megan is right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Sarkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
Okay. And then, what is it? Yeah, so, curator at the Royal Conservatory. The conservatory is currently closed, they say, because of mites. Why is it closed? Well, it's because of mites. You just read the letter that said so. And then I think if you interact with this portrait, you do here, you get a special thing.
I have trouble remembering my mother's face sometimes. But there might be some resemblance.
Painted from memory. While trying to learn more about what the Duke of Sarkonos was up to, I began hearing a name I hadn't heard in almost 2 decades. Delilah Copperspoon. We painted together for a time, but her obsession with the occult and the Caldwin family took her out of my circles.
I saw some of her paintings. Beautiful, but somehow sinister.
You knew Delilah? All this time traveling with you and you never mentioned
My
that?
past is none of your business. You don't own everything, Empress.
Another life, another life. Megan came to Karnaca to reinvent herself. Maybe I did as well, but the Duke of Sarkonos had other ideas.
It is pretty cool. I'll admit I just talked about how I didn't like how they brought Delilah back from the Dishonored 1 DLC to have such a big role in 2. But it is kind of fun to like hear them reference things that you already learned from the Dishonored 1 DLC. It's like, oh yeah, that adds up. She did work with Sokolov for a bit. And blah blah blah. I won't get into it now because I fear I might spoil something ahead of time. But also Megan commenting on the painting, and then he's like, you knew Delilah? That dialogue always confused me a bit, because Megan just says, I saw some of her paintings, and then Emily jumps to the conclusion, you knew Delilah? It's like, no, you don't have to meet the person to see their paintings. Especially since Delilah's paintings are apparently spread everywhere in the Empire as you collect them in the levels. But it turns out, yeah, that was right. Megan did know Delilah at one point, and there's an interesting thing going on there that we'll get into later. Is there anything to do in the boat? Hold on. Mission cleanse. I remember on occasion there's a chore to do in the boat. At the beginning you had to unlock that door, and then you had to fix the leak in this room. Oh. Oh, I'm full? Man, that's the one time I wish I had lots. Maybe the black market has a way to increase the capacity. Anyways. I like doing that, where I like to run and bring the sword out. Whee! And this is the captain's room. Oh, that's weird. Because, you know, every so often you come here and... Oh, there's a notebook. You come here and there's an audiograph that Megan made. I've already played a few of them in the earlier missions, but there's not one this time. And I think something I want to point out, since it will become relevant later, is, you know, you come through here to this, like, briefing room, and you talk to them. This door is right here, and it's always locked, and there's no way to get to it. Like, you think you might be able to, like, go around the outside of the boat and get inside, like how we did with the storage room. But no, this one is just permanently locked, and that is actually Megan's private room. And I guess this is Sokolov's room, because this is where he used to stay. You know, he had like his sketches in here and a little workshop. But yeah, you don't get access to Megan's private room for a long time, and that'll be interesting when we do.
Push out into the harsh world. You are
Licht.
but for a few allies.
And then what is it? I scan her again.
I can see why you like her. She's almost as secretive as you.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
Alright, yeah, so Royal Conservatory. This is Mission 5, but technically, Mission 5 already started. I'll get into it once we load in. But yeah, we're going to go check out what Brianna Ashworth's up to.
There'll be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah. Which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
You can see that Emily and Megan are becoming a little more friendly. I don't remember exactly how friendly they actually end up becoming, because they mainly only talk during like the mission briefings and this part where you bring the boat up. Yep. So here's Syria Gardens, which I think is kind of like an upper class sort of area. It's where the conservatory is. Oh, and while I'm here, I need to make a save right now. I'll save over this one, which I had from when I played through the level last. Here's the thing. So the game makes like an automatic save whenever you start a new mission. They actually can't even be deleted, which I guess is kind of nice, but I wish there was a way to like wipe the save clean. So that's the first mission, second, third, Clockwork Mansion, and now Royal Conservatory. Thing is, when you load up the Royal Conservatory one, it counts the little prelude with the Delilah PowerPoint as part of the mission. So you start with the dream sequence where Delilah talks to you, and that is basically just a giant unskippable cutscene. It doesn't take too long, but still, it's annoying. That's why I always make sure to make a save right here at the beginning, so that I don't have to do all that nonsense again.
My client's refurbishing a gazebo, adding an exotic southern touch.
I don't get it. When I went to Dunwall,
Just gonna steal from these guys right in front of them. They don't seem to mind.
because it reminds me of good times.
Yep.
But what's the point of buying wood from a country you never visited?
Lady Shersha has money, so she gets the wood she wants.
Well, that guy has a weird shading effect on him. If I get closer, it probably goes away. No? Okay, that might be just a glitch.
Interesting getup you have there.
Another day
Covering your
like
face.
yesterday. Get out of my face.
Okay, that guy's rude. Free rewire tool here. And then this, I'll get into that later. I keep saying that. I keep saying I'll get into that later. I should... Because the thing is, I'm saying it because I will actually get into it later. But I need to find a new phrase for it so I don't just say the same thing over again. Think about it. That's a difficulty with Let's Plays. You gotta stay exciting.